Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we're continuing the golf series of puzzles by Brynell, but he's sized it down today, and we're playing therefore mini golf, which is a term, one of many terms I understand for the game that you play on small little platforms, as it were. Crazy golf, maybe that is the standard term, but I've also heard it called putt-putt, and it was always mini golf when I was growing up, but maybe that's because I got to play it when I was on holiday in Denmark a lot, and maybe that's what it's called there. Who knows? Anyway, I understand there's been a world championship of it about 3 miles from here in Hammersmith once. It's intriguing. Anyway, that's all just waffle. Now, what Brynell has done for us before is he's had two golf puzzles with flags, which featured the 18th hole and then the first hole, and then a golfer teeing off. That was a fabulous, memorable image. And now we have just a little green with a couple of slopes on it and a flag, and it's a 6x6 puzzle. I'm going to look at this in a moment. Don't forget that on Patreon, of course, we always have a monthly Sudoku reward, normally a hunt. November's was, of course, Duality by the marvellous Skunkworks outfit. And there are other things on Patreon like crosswords, connections, long Sudoku solves sometimes, very well worth a look. And our apps are more than worth a look. We have Line Sudoku, very relevant to today, and the latest Fog of War Sudoku, very popular, I can tell you. So those are all absolute must-haves. If you can afford anything in Sudoku, you can afford those things. Or if you can afford anything, maybe get our merch. And actually, I'm even wearing the shirt today. I hope you can see the logo there. But that is for the crazy, the crazy fans. Don't be a crazy, no, do be a crazy fan. It would be lovely. I just don't quite understand why you would be a crazy fan of Cracking the Cryptic, but thank you if you are. And also, of course, there's SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD on the links under the video. You can find your way to the Discord server and our collection of past puzzles and so on and so forth. But the first link is to Mini Golf by Brynell, and the rules are as follows. We have to place 1 to 6 in every row, column, and marked region, which are 3 by 2 this time. Now, the German whisper line is not a German whisper line anymore. It's a green line, but the consecutive or neighbouring digits have to differ by at least 3 in this puzzle. So that is not quite as much as 5. It wouldn't really work if it was 5 in a small 6x6 grid. The digits along the purple line must contain a consecutive set of digits in any order. There has to be a 2 sitting around in these 4 cells because of that 2. These 2 are consecutive because of the white dot, and that is an odd digit. I've just realised not all those rules are in the version I'm looking at, so I'm going to have to correct that before you attempt the puzzle. But there we are. Now, that's an odd digit. I've done all the rules. Okay, let's have a go. Let's get cracking. What can we do here? So, okay, the first thing I'm going to do is not actually to look at the big line. I'm going to look at this. This contains all 6 digits. So does this column. Knowledge bomb. But that means that if you subtract out those, if you remove those 4 digits, I don't mean subtract their numerical value, it means those 2 which are left over one way are the same as those 2 which are left over the other way. And then by Sudoku, they must be in those 2 cells. So these are always the same digits. I just think that's interesting. It may not actually solve the puzzle for us. Okay, let's do the normal thing instead. So can we can't trot through the normal 3 rules I tell you about German whisper lines, because this one has differences of 3 and not 5, and we've only got a constrained set of 1 to 6. So the world is different in mini golf. What I can tell you though is that we are alternating between high and low each time, because I think every other digit must come from 1 to 3 and every other digit must come from 4 to 6. So I'm going to alternate along the line in a colour. Let's do purple and green. Looks like I got it right because we met up on the line. Okay, so either purple is high and green is low, or the other way around. Now we've got 3 purples in that row, so every column, so everything else is green. We've got 3 greens in this column, so everything else is purple. In this box, I need purple to complete 3 of each. I'm going to get rid of orange and just remember what I learnt about those and roping for later. That is green to complete its box. That is purple to complete its row. These are 1 of each. And this is the set, isn't it? That was the set that appeared there and there when I had the orange in. And this is 1 of each in this column. So I do get to use that, and I'm quite proud of it now. I know which way round. No, I don't know which way round they go here. But it's 1 of each. I don't know which way round they go here. But it's 1 of each. So this is 1 of each, and this must be green. And that makes this purple. I don't know about those 2. And I'm going to have to do something else. Oh no, I can make that purple. And in these rows, I don't have a 3 beat. No, I don't. Okay. What I do sort of know is this is a checkerboard. Now, this white dot, the only way that this cell could be purple is if these are a 3-4 pair reaching across the border between low and high digits. Oh, okay. The next thing I'm going to do is think about the green line and digits which cannot appear in certain positions. So in any position where a digit has 2 neighbours that see each other, I don't think there are many of these on the line, but there are some. This is one of them, where its 2 neighbours see each other. So this can't be a 3 or a 4. Because a 3 would only have 6 as a neighbour, and it can't have 2 of them in the same column. So that's 1, 2, 5 or 6. This one is as well. Actually, those 2 are as well. Oh, and yeah, because of the row, those 2 are. Because of the box, these 2 are. This is getting interesting. This one has 2 neighbours there that see each other. I think you can probably see what's happening. This one has 2 neighbours in the box. Right. So that's a 1, 2, 5, 6 quad. And this is a 3, 4 pair. Now that hasn't stopped this being 3 or 4, which I do want to happen so I can complete this colouring. But it means that the green 3 or 4 in this column is there. And 3 or 4 always have to be next to an extreme digit. 3 can only be next to 6, 4 can only be next to 1. So once we get 3 or 4 on a line, we can rule 2 or 5 out of being next to them. That's now a 1, 6 pair in this column. That's 2 or 5. I don't know about those 2. This could easily be 3 or 4. Does it? It doesn't have to be though. This can't be 3 or 4. So green 3 or 4 is in one of those cells. Now, that is purple 3 or 4 in box 6. Therefore, can this be, yeah, this could be purple 3 or 4 in box 3. But purple 3 or 4 has to be there in row 1, I suppose. Now, this pair of digits is the same as this pair and this pair. That I'm going to mark it in some way. I can't be just repeating that and expecting you to remember exactly what I saw earlier on. But those 2, because of the flag, have to be those 2, and then by Sudoku have to be those 2. Could that be green 3 or 4? Yeah, maybe I need to find somewhere where it could be, but it isn't going to be. So if that was, oh, 3 or 4 there has to be next to 1 or 6 here. So that's by Sudoku now. Well, that's not 1 or 6. That is 1 or 6. This is now a 2-5 pair in the row. So that's a 1-6 pair, and that's 2 or 5. And now we've definitely got a purple 1-6 in this pair that repeats. Aha! And it can't sit there, or there would be 2 purple 1-6s in that row. Oh my, that's quite deep for a 6x6 puzzle to have that level of logic in it. That's quite interesting. And also, this can't be the purple 1-6 for exactly the same reason. So we've got stripes at the top. I can now finish all the colouring of the cells in the grid. I don't know what's high or low yet. I don't even know how I'm meant to know. Now, these have turned out to be both green, so they're not 3-4s. Necessarily. In fact, they're definitely not 3 and 4. And maybe that's interesting. No, I don't know. One of them is green 2 or 5, touching another green cell. So this is not 2 or 5. Is this, can I use that somehow? I don't know how. Oh, this is weird. Okay, Sudoku maybe. No, Sudoku not to the rescue this time. 1-6, 1-6, 1-6. They're placed. So that 2-5 must be there in box 1 and there in box 2 and there in box 4. This must be 3-4 in both instances. Oh, I wish that had helped anything to do with green, but it didn't. But it does sort out all the purples. That's so interesting. I didn't think I'd get this far not knowing which was high and low. And I still actually don't even know how I'm going to disambiguate that. I have a feeling it's going to do with this odd digit here at some point, which is quite... Oh, it is. If I can get all the greens done, I will know which of its pair that is. Now, I'd forgotten that 2 has to be around the flag stick. So this is not 2. It's also not 1 or 6. So that is 3, 4, or 5. Now it cannot be 3 because it can't be next to 6. So this is the odd one out. This is not a 1-6 or a 2-5 or a 3-4 pair. This is now 4 or 5. But even 4 is not allowed to be next to 2. So that is a 5. And there we go. Green is high, and I'm going to colour all the green orange. So I learn purple is low. I'm going to make them all blue. And now I can go round the green. Well, I can just fill everything in, actually, because blue is low. So 3, 2, 1 there, 3, 2. We got a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That's 3 in the opposite corner. That's 3 in the other spotlight, also losing its religion. 6 there. Right, that has cleared up all the pencil marks. That's a 5, 6 now. We can surely just use the line. 2 has to be next to 5 or 6. So that's a 5 and that's a 6. I was going to say that's finished the green line. It absolutely hasn't, but we're only moments away from that. And I think we're moments away from finishing the whole puzzle. That's really lovely. I didn't need the hole to be marked. It ended up being a 5. Oh, that's so interesting. I was sure that's where we were going to disambiguate and we did get, we did get this 4-1, 4-1, 4-1 group. Anyway, 6 here finishes, and that is mini golf. Nice putt, says the solution message. And that was fun. It's not hard. Oh, well, it was harder than it might have been at the start, but it was a very interesting colouring and numbering exercise. Placeholders might have made it quicker, but don't like to use that because it looks a bit like bifurcation. But I've enjoyed that. Thanks to Brynell, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.